and 17% is the 5-year average. Noticeable progress was made in digging and harvesting peanuts last week under drier conditions. Leaf spot and white mold are on the move, and farmers are trying to get ahead of those problems in the field. Alabama, 20% of their crop is dug. Their 5-year average is 27%. Peanuts harvested 12% as of Monday. 15% is the 5-year average. Peanut digging picked up by the end of the week, and fields have dried out so they can move into Alabama. In Florida, there are 37% of their crop is dug, compared to 43% is the 5-year average. Peanuts harvested 28%, 36% is the 5-year average. Drier weather allowed for substantial progress of digging and harvesting peanuts in Florida, making up for weather delays that were prevalent in the last month or so.
Cooler weather is on the horizon, providing a valuable opportunity to deworm your cattle with Safeguard. When temperatures begin to drop, parasite activity on the pasture declines as they prepare to take a break for the winter. That's the time to clean out those summer and fall parasites with Safeguard, so you can feed the cattle and not the worms this winter. Available in blocks, cubes, pellets, or free choice mineral, Safeguard feed formulations are the convenient, labor-saving way to deworm cattle. Remember to consult your veterinarian for assistance in the diagnosis, treatment, and control of parasitism. See label for feeding instructions, meat withhold, and milk discard.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. Support us at 4h.org.
I'm Darren Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Veterans News is brought to you by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, located at 2610 Southeast 38th Street here in Ocala. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has what you need. Everything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, and so much more. Bob Wines will even deliver, plant, and guarantee their trees. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952. Give them a call at 352-629-5766. And remember, Bob Wines offers 10% discounts to all veterans. Veterans News is also brought to you by Hires Baxley Funeral Home Services and Highland Memorial Park. Hires Baxley has generations of family honor them with their trust and confidence. They believe it's because for the last 128 years, their team of caring professionals have established a reputation of serving families with excellence and compassion. Hires Baxley currently partners with the Boy Scouts of America Troop 72 to properly dispose of decommissioned American flags. They're also a drop-off location for the program Cell Phones for Soldiers, helping to provide minutes that matter and the Helping Heroes Home. Hires Baxley is located at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard here in Ocala. You can call them with any questions you might have at 352-629-7171. You can also go to hires-baxley.com. It's time for Veterans News, so let's go out and join Gary and Hank at Vets Helping Vets. Guys, good morning.
The story is it's Hank and Gary. Come on.
Well, you got top bill last week. I'm an equal opportunist. You got top billing last week.
But I'm not politically correct, as you know, so it's, you know.
Well, that's because that's from the fallout and the repercussions of a sand gnat bite back when you were in boot camp 113 years ago at Parris Island.
Yeah, well, it was 114 to be honest with you. But
you still remember that sand gnat, though, don't you?
I do remember. Listen, every guy who went through, and woman, who went through Parris Island remembers those stories. You know, and they do exist. It's not a fantasy. They're out there, and they do crawl up your nose and in your eye and all that stuff. And you better not kill them. Okay. Hey, listen, glad to be here. Enjoying the last day of September. Looking forward to some cool weather. Now, let me just piggyback like I did before on the Hires-Baxley people and how helpful they are to us over here at Vets Helping Vets and making arrangements for, some of our deceased veterans and their families, particularly when their money is an issue and they can't afford much. They always work with us very well, and we appreciate them. And unfortunately, speaking of that, we do have casualties. Gary's got a list of some of them are COVID, some of them were shot and killed in action. And Gary, why don't we go ahead and talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, all the casualties I got this morning are from the law enforcement community, starting with Senior Police Officer William Jeffrey of the Houston Police Department. His end of watch was September 20th. Unfortunately, Officer Jeffrey was shot and killed while serving a warrant. And we have Deputy Sheriff Ryan Gross of the Hancock County Sheriff's Office in Maine. His end of watch was September 23rd. He was struck and killed by a vehicle while investigating a crash. And we have one of our own, Deputy Sheriff Joshua Moyers of the Nassau County Sheriff's Office here in Florida. His end of watch was September the 26th. He died of gunshot wounds that he sustained 2 days earlier on US 301. And we have Deputy Sheriff Matthew Locke, whose end of watch was September 25th. Unfortunately, he was also shot and killed while going to a call involving a domestic disturbance. Our thoughts and Hank, you got any more?
No, other than to tell you that this is unfortunately so typical of what happens every week in this country, that police officers are truly the victims, getting murdered, shot, run over. The Orlando police chief was on the tube the other night talking about that assault on some of his people by that crazy guy with a brick. And you look at these people's history and you realize how many prior, I'm talking about the criminals, how many prior arrests and convictions they had, and for very, very, very serious crimes, including murder, and they're out walking the streets. That's a problem not for the police officers, just them. It's a problem for all of us as well, because we're all in danger because of these very liberal-minded judges, or some crazy laws that have been enacted, and just the overall attitude of permissiveness in this country that's gone way over the edge. So we've got people out there in the streets that have no business being on the streets at all. They need to be locked up and locked up forever. Anyway, if you go ahead and do Amazing Grace and taps for us, we'd appreciate it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
I appreciate you doing that. We're just talking off the air about booster shots. So, Gary, you got yours yesterday.
Yeah, and I got the Moderna, too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was available.
Yeah,
Are they giving the Pfizer as well?
they're giving the Pfizer as well.
That's right across the street from us at the Heart of Florida are giving the booster shot. So, we recommend that you get it if you're 65 or older or have a compromised immune system. I plan to get mine, if not tomorrow, then Monday or Tuesday of next week. And a lot of my people in the building have already got theirs, and no adverse effects other than maybe a sore arm or two. I've got something going on down the hall, guys, but let me remind you that our big event for fundraising is November the 19th out there at the Hilton. And it's a great time. It really is a great night. You meet a lot of great people. About 200 plus people usually show up, and we're having a great night. A lot of good food and music, live music, and dancing, and it's not one of those things you go to people talk all night. We'll talk for about 10 minutes and then go on from there. So if you're interested,
Joe's not going to be there then.
We've never invited Joe. He does show up, but usually, it's by way of the kitchen he comes in.
Yeah, if you're only talking for 10 minutes, Joe's not there. He's not there.
Well, no, but the point is that, you see, I said there's no downers. It's a great night. So Joe kind of puts a damper on most things, but we overcome that. It's just one of those things that no one likes Joe.
Well, I like Joe today. I'm a big fan of Joe Martone today.
All by himself.
I'm a big fan of Joe Martone today. You're wrong. I'm his friend
today.
How
you go to the zoo, it says, do not feed. So we have a sign, do not talk to Joe.
I'm his friend today, Hank. I have to say I like Joe today.
Today a payday or something?
100%.
Okay. Well, I understand that. In any case, listen. So anyway, if you're interested in all of that, it really is. I wouldn't tell you that otherwise, because I don't like to go to events where there's a lot of yakking going on, and this is 10 minutes of yakking, and the rest of it is just having a good time. Call Jinky at 286-9491 and make your reservation and or preferably sponsor the event. We could use the money. The money, 100% of it after expenses goes to pay and take care of needy and homeless veterans.
Okay, and we look forward to that on the 19th. I think, what is this, the 7th one?
7th or 8th, yeah.
7th or 8th. Thank God I've made all of them and always had a great time. Now, you had mentioned that today was payday. I usually say good things about Joe. So if he wants to cut me a check, my legal first name is George, even though I go by Gary. Tom, this is the last day of September. Year's going by fast. And unfortunately, for most people, the year don't end till December 31st. But our fiscal year ends today is the last day. So, because of that, our funds get a little bit tied up because we have to wait usually till the 1st, sometimes the middle of October, to get monies in from different grants and stuff. So, if it's laid on your heart to make a donation to us, now would be a great time. And again, I'll say 85 cents on every dollar that we get goes to direct support for the veterans. If you're looking to help out our pantry, we can always use especially canned meat. That includes like tuna, chicken, we consider chili, corned beef hash, ravioli, anything that they could just pop the top on or open with a can opener and put in the microwave and get a quick meal. That's a good thing. And of course, when they come here on our pantry days, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we load them up with about 4 bags of food if they're in the low income bracket, which unfortunately most of our clients are. We also supply TFAP on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so they get about 4 bags of food. I want to shout a thanks out to the First Step Food Bank. Peter and his crew over there, they give us meat for 19 cents a pound. So, usually once a month, we buy 5 or 6 cases of that. So when clients come in, we're able to furnish them with some, good meat products, because a lot of people out there aren't vegetarians. So, we take care of that aspect. And again, we're located at 2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard, and our phone number is 352-433-2320. Give us a call if you have a need. Like I said, with the, and Hank mentioned, with the changeover going into the new fiscal year, we're waiting on funds, but, we're still able to help with small things, and the food pantry's open.
Gary,
So, yes, sir.
speaking of funds, we need to pay some bills so we can get some funds in the radio program. We'll take
You
this
want to
short.
do a commercial?
Yep, we'll take this short time out. We'll be right back after this
All
on
right.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
It's officially fall, and that means there's a whole long list of new specials this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. You want a sample? Well, here's an idea that's savings waiting for you at Bob Wine's. A fabulous selection of crepe myrtles, regularly $9.99 to as much as $399. They're all 50% off. Now, Bob has a huge selection of those gorgeous fall garden mums, many colors. You can get 10 smaller ones for just $29.99. And, of course, don't forget the fruit sale, a long list of your favorites, all 50% off. And while you're there, stock up on your favorite fall veggies. Too many to name here. Just remember, the Jumbo 4-pack is still just $4.99. Now, check the ad for all the specials, then hurry on out to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 3. They're in the same blooming place since 1952.
Dad's service to our country is something we're so proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and this country. As veteran specialists, Hires Baxley Funeral Service helps us celebrate Dad's life and can help you too. Hires Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
We're back on Vets, Helping Vets. Here's Gary.
Well, again, we're happy, to serve our fellow veterans. And, again, we have plenty of food. We do have TFAP. We can help with some small things. But, any donation you can make, monetarily, this time of year really helps. But again, we're still looking for those food and, especially canned meat products that, we give out so much of.
Gary,
in the pantry.
y'all starting to get ready for the colder months as fall is now with us? Are you starting to collect blankets, jackets, long pants, warm weather, colder weather type items?
Yeah, we definitely collect blankets and things of that nature. The cold weather is coming through, and not only does the cold weather bring people in to get kind of that stuff, but it brings extra people in because naturally when it gets cold, a lot of the people, especially that are, homeless or kind of drift around, wander into Florida because it's a little warmer here than it is in other places. So, yeah, we can always use that stuff. We appreciate it, and if we got it, and a veteran comes in needing it, we give it out. We also try to take care of people with hygiene needs, and if you're a veteran that's living in a car or don't have a permanent place to live, even sleeping outside, which unfortunately, veterans, shouldn't be doing that because there's just too many programs in place. We do have showers, both male and female, so we do it all. And, we got a lot of other agencies in this resource center, so we can help veterans out that are renting and, maybe possibly looking for a mortgage. We have people that can help with credit. We have chaplains here in this wonderful building. We have insurance experts that, deal with Medicaid, Medicare, and all types of insurance. We have people that can remodel bathrooms, especially, if somebody's handicapped and needs like a walk-in shower or something of that nature. Mortgages, to help with the VA loan, how to get it, we do it all. And of course, in the same building, we have the Veteran Service Office who can help you get your DD-214 if you lost your medals, if you want to file a claim for disability. So this is truly a one-stop center, and as far as I know, it's the only kind, it's a one-of-a-kind in the state, and there might only be one or two of these, in the whole country. So, come see us. If you're a veteran and you just want to come in, have a cup of coffee, and walk through, you're always welcome.
That's the key that I think, Gary, is most important to people that may not listen to this show regularly. If you're a veteran, you're new to the area, you can go to Vets Helping Vets, and they have so many different agencies there that can help you with so many different things. But if for some reason they don't have the right agency there, they know how to get in touch with that agency. They know where to send you. So if you're a veteran and you have any kind of questions about how to live a better life or how to improve your situation, Vets Helping Vets, they either have the answer on site or they know how to get the answer for you, as long as you're willing to put in the effort. You're not just giving handouts, Gary. People got to put in an effort here to be part of this.
That's right. We give a hand up, and what we definitely don't give is a runaround. So, if you have a genuine need, if we can't do it, where you can do it. And the nice part about where we're located, this whole complex, already mentioned the Veteran Service Office, but we also have the beautiful Veterans Park, just a little bit to our west. It's in walking distance, of course, from where we are. And Jeffrey Askew has opened a museum in the old Highway Patrol Station, which for a while served as the Veteran Service Office. So this is truly, a very veteran-friendly area. And the park is beautiful to walk through. And, we've had guests, a couple of years ago, just talk about the park. But since then, there's been many things added. There's a wall in there now that depicts all the Marion County folks that were killed during the Vietnam era. There's a chapel that you can go in there and meditate. And there's a little bit of something for everybody, going all the way back to the Civil War. Every war, every conflict, and there's a monument in there dedicated to the Jewish war veterans. So every particular veteran, every branch of service, it's a beautiful thing. And I've never been anywhere where we've had a place like that. Hank, you lived up north. Have you ever seen anything like that up there?
Nothing like here. No. And I know people get bored because you say the same thing, but I've lived in a lot of places in Florida, and I've lived pretty much all over this country, and I haven't seen anything close to what we have here in Marion County. Not just the park. The park is beautiful, but I'm talking about
veteran services altogether.
Yeah, services kind of clustered together. This is a good example of the building. And in general, Marion County is very supportive of veterans. I'll tell you, this is a time of year that not just Vets Help Vets, but a lot of the nonprofits are near the end of their budget cycle, and they all need help. I'll mention one in particular that, along with us, is Community Foundation. They do great work. They work with us closely. I know that they're talking this week to some of the local elected officials and talking about funding. We depend on them getting funding so they can help us, and of course we need the funding as well. So, when you talk to your local officials, let them know that these nonprofits are out here. We're not all, and I'm not meaning this as a negative necessarily, but we're not all United Way. Matter of fact, we have very little to do with United Way, but there are other independent charities and organizations that work hard to keep this county going and keep, deal with the poor and deal with people with problems.
Got about
we depend on you, the public.
Got about 20 seconds, Hank.
We depend on the local politicians to understand what we're doing out here as well. Anyway, listen, guys, we all appreciate you listening in. Thank you, WOCA. Thank you, sponsors. And I want to tell you, like I tell you every week, thank you for your service, and God bless America, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week.
Hey, bud.
Made a difference and set a great.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The United States is in talks with